parasitic pain. Oh, you know the kind of love that leaves you alone. The kind of love that gives you cocaine colds and makes you dig for gold. And any who's sore, who will do it till you don't feel cold. 3 years ago, fell in love with a girl like a goat. Parasitic, symbiotic host. The kind of girl who leaves you cold. The kind of love that leaves you alone. Like cocaine cold. You know you never grow old. You may never grow old. 3 years ago, fell in love with a girl like a ghost. Symbiotic, parasitic host. The kind of girl you should never know. Kind of girl that's all about control. Never take it to feel her home. 3 years ago, got a girl like a ghost. Parasitic, symbiotic host. What kind of love leaves you cold? 3 years ago, fell in love with a girl like a ghost. Parasitic, symbiotic host. You never think it could do her on the phone. 3 years ago, fell in love with a girl on the phone. Anchor is the best way to make a podcast. This is Josephine Electric, the lead singer of Fam Electric Ghost. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record your podcast so it sounds great. So distribute your podcast so you can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Now, you should go right now and download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. This again is Josephine Electric, and Anchor FM is the best way to do your podcast. Hope you join us out there in the podcast blogosphere, and we look forward to listening to your cool tunes and tones. This is Josephine Electric from Band Electric Ghost. I'm the lead singer of the electronic band PEG, or Band Electric Ghost. And we just came up with some new tracks, and we're going to talk about them. Now, we love to go back and keep on fiddling with tracks that we worked on before. So we had a song that we called Girl or Ghost. And we decided that we wanted to change the vocal a little bit. We were thinking of re-recording the vocal, but we really liked the delivery. So what we did is we actually went in and we overdubbed some tracks to add an additional low grandmother track that played with a lot of interesting sonic dissonance, which the Moog grandmother is really good at. So we also played with the vocal and we changed the level on it, and we changed the levels on some of the other parts, like the drum part. And we changed the name of the song to actually take a line from the song called "Symbiotic Parasitic Host." And the song is about how 3 years ago, Josephine, myself, I fell in love with another ghost, and in the relationship just didn't work because the other ghost was trying to take over my heart, my soul, like a parasite, and it felt symbiotic at first, but then it felt cold and not fulfilling and harmful. So it's kind of an epiphany or a, a, an example of me coming to terms with that relationship. So that's what the whole song is about, and it's very heartfelt. We love the really kind of stark Berlin beat nature of it, which is really a result of using the Moog analog drum machine, the drummer from another mother. Now that mother is really my sister and my brother. I use a DFAM so much. It's a big part of our latest single, which is Disconnected Youth, which is available on all streaming services through PR World, Swedish record label that the Ghost we got involved with. It's part of an EP called Bam Electric Ghost EP. It's out now. First single, Disconnected Youth, has actually hit 22,000 plays worldwide, which is one of the best performances on Spotify we've ever had. So, and it really features the same kind of drum capabilities that we're showing off in Symbiotic Parasitic Host. Now, the other song we did here goes back to our love of political electronic music, which we first brought to the world with our album Something Wicked, which is still available on Amazon.com. And this song is about what happened with the militias in Michigan, where they tried to kidnap and murder the governor. And this goes to the whole fallacy that has been going on with the right wing talking about Antifa. Now, there are people on the left that do believe in some anarchist concepts, but Antifa is not as structured as some of these militias. If anybody remembers, the militias were responsible with Tim McVeigh for the bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City. And they tend to be, um, like the Manson cult, they tend to be very right wing and very violent. And the FBI has indicated they're a big threat to our democracy. In fact, that some conservatives have not felt the need to distance themselves from these type of people. Even local sheriffs in Michigan were seen with some of the folks that tried to kidnap the governor. Now, kidnapping is not legitimate. You can't make a citizen's arrest of a governor. And for the sheriff in Michigan to act like that's legitimate, he needed to be removed. And that's the whole nature of local electronic music. Now, Silence on the Right is about the deafening silence from those who feel that their toy soldier AK-47s are more important than following the rule of law and try to use them to intimidate. Now, if you saw what happened in Michigan, um, the governor was trying to save lives because COVID-19 kills you. It's not a political idea. If you get in touch with somebody that has it, you have a high chance of getting physically damaged by this virus. If you don't die, you get a pre-existing condition, and if Republicans have their way, you'll never get insurance again. So that's not something that you should run around without a mask on, being proud to get. And no one's going to get the level of care that the president got. So if you think that because he got it, you're going to get a stem cell treatment that goes against your own religious beliefs, which shows how much of a hypocrite he is. The treatment he got had infant stem cells in it. That's not a joke. That's not a lie. And you guys are so into protecting the unborn, but your president used those stem cells to save himself. It's not something that you would do unless you're a hypocrite, and then you support him blindly without understanding that he's going to pull the rug from under you. Now, the silence on the right is about the confluence of that and the 17-year-old who went and shot down protesters in the street in Wisconsin. And so it's a confluence of those two ideas that the right makes up a boogeyman like Antifa. They make up false, uh, false, you know, uh, basically, I don't know what you call it. They like to do a lot of dog whistling and creating false narratives. And idea that the Michigan governor deserved to get kidnapped and murdered is abhorrent. And any conservative that doesn't want to say anything about it is a total hypocrite when they talk about law and order. You can't only have one way of law and order and act like a Black Lives Matter protest that um, doesn't kill anybody and maybe has property damage is the same thing as somebody trying to kill the governor. It's not the same thing. And most of the time, the Black Lives Matter protests, they're outside people who come in and cause the violence. Some of them are even the Boogaboo Boys or right wing people who want to make things look like they're getting out of control because it fits their narrative. And I do admit there are some on the left that do like to throw bricks and break windows, and there are those who in need loot and it's not justified. And I understand that causes fear and anger among business owners who don't want to see that type of stuff happening. But when you have social injustice, like Martin Luther King, a riot is the voice of the people who have no voice. So when you don't allow people through gerrymandering and political stunts to prevent the vote, this is the kind of thing you get. So on both sides, people need to turn the heat down, but we can't accept right-wing militias trying to kidnap and kill people. That's not acceptable. That's not an option. So the song "Silence on the Right" is heard by right-wing people out there who don't seem to understand that you just can't have a grievance and then go do whatever you want in terms of your own brand of vigilante justice. So that's what this song's about. Um, Most of the time, I don't think there's a lot of people on the right listening to us, so it shouldn't be a problem. But you know, that's where we stand, and I hope that you understand the sentiment. And if it's too much for you, this is labeled as a explicit episode for its politics. And I hope you understand that we've always been into that from the beginning. It's not something new. Since 2016, in the album "Something Wicked," we talked about, the lead line is "Something wicked this always comes." TRUMP. Indigo Menace talked about xenophobia. So we've been talking about this stuff for a long time. So it's not something new that we just jumped on as a hipster. We've been doing it since 2016. That's 4 years ago. So thank you very much for listening to us, and we'll talk to you later. This is Josephine Electric. Voting isn't just going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, breaks down the options in your state for offers casting a ballot, empowering you to decide where and when to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of voting process. How to Vote is easy to use and helps folks from all over the country overcome many of the processes and barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote no matter what. So you should sign up for election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail-in ballot, explore options for returning your voted mail ballot, check your voter registration status, find out where your polling site is, and make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide where and when you want to vote this year and how to vote. Thank you.
T-boy the light. They tried to kidnap Michigan's governor last night. No remorse on the right. The local sheriff said it's alright. Dudley do right. The 70-year-old shot down protesters in the night. Sheriff said it's alright. White Citizen Council just defending their right. For the night, they tried to snuff out Michigan's governor last night. No remorse on the right. Free in Michigan, I guess to say that's alright. Dudley do right. Turns it over to AK, took the protesters' life. They say it's alright. And he put up the good fight. The T-boy the light. They tried to kidnap Michigan governor last night. No remorse on the right. The White House say it's alright. But Dr. Do right. Sent it over the AK and night. Took protesters' lives. White Citizen Council say it's alright. White Citizen Council says it's alright. Sovereign citizens say it's alright. Sovereign citizens say it's alright. A fish is gonna bite. A Dudley do right. Took out the light, snuffed out the light. They say it's alright. Put down the violence on the right. And devoid of life. They tried to kidnap Michigan's governor last night. They're quiet on the right. The White Citizen Council said it's alright. Quiet on the right. The White Citizen Council says it's alright. Quiet on the right. They say it's alright. They tried to kidnap us and governor last night. It's all quiet on the right. White Citizen Council says it's alright.